Okay, so welcome back. Let's continue our discussion still on our topic method of sections. Determine the force in members BD, DE, and D, I should say. Members BD and D of the truss shown. This was taken from the book of Beer 2010. So these are the answers for this particular problem. Okay. Sa case na ito, we do not need to solve first for the reactions since we can go directly sa pag-cut dun sa members na unknown, no? Kasi saan ba yung unknown members natin? Unknown members to na. Selected members na isosolve natin yung bar force. Let's BD, so this is BD. DE, ito, BD, DE. Ayan. So we can cut na natin dito. So i-include na rin natin itong EG, ano? Cut na natin dyan. Okay. And then we will form two sections again. We have the upper section and then the lower section. Okay. So if you choose the lower section to analyze, you need to solve for the reactions. Since kailangan natin yon para sa application later on ng condition or equations of equilibrium to solve for the unknown bar forces. Now if you choose naman the upper section, okay, pag pinili natin yung upper section, yan, dali na natin yan, you do not need to solve for the reactions. Okay, we can solve the problem or the bar forces diretso na. Okay, let's try that. Let's separate itong upper section and solve for the unknown bar forces. And you may also try na lang solving the problem using the lower section, but you need to solve for the reactions now. Okay, so let's draw the free body diagram for the upper section. So free body diagram. Ano ba i-drawing ito? Na-pause ko pala. Anyway, ito na. Okay. Kinat natin siya dito. And of course, i-assume ulit natin na tension ito. Ito, tension din. Na-cut yan. And then tong bar force na yan, tension din. So this is FGE, which is hindi naman required na kunin natin yung bar force. Dalawa lang naman, ano? That's FBD and FDE. So this is FDE. And this is FDD. Okay. And don't forget to include the external forces. Okay. And the dimensions. This is 2.4 meters. Ba't ganun? This is also 2.4 meters external forces. So my joints. It's 135 kilonewtons. This is also 135 kilonewtons. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, and then solve for the bar forces. I think we can solve FBD by summating moments at E here. So that this, wala nang moment yung dalawang forces na yan, we can directly solve for FBD. So summation of moments at E equals 0 clockwise moments positive. So we have FBD creates a counterclockwise moment about E. So that's minus FBD times its moment arm about E. Ano to? That's 4.5 pala to. Sorry. Ito na lang siya dito. Is it visible in the, ano? Ayan. So, ang distance nito, this is 4.5 meters. Ayan, 4.5 meters yan. So, this is 4.5 meters. Ayan. Okay? So, the moment arm of FBD is 4.5 meters. Then, we also have the moments of the external forces, this 135. So, it's clockwise. So, plus 135 times moment arm is 2.4. Then, plus again, 135 also clockwise. Times, that's 2.4 plus 2.4, so it's 4.8 meters. What else? Wala na. Equate this one to 0. So FBD is equal to, okay, so yeah, may konting interruptions. Okay, FBD is equal to 216. It's 216. It's positive 216 kilonewtons, which means that we have the correct assumption that FBD is in tension. So this is in tension. Okay, so we're done with FBD. Let's solve for nahangin siya. Let's solve for FDE. FDE ito. FDE. Okay, since FDE is horizontal, then we can summate forces along the horizontal direction. Forces to the right, positive. FDE, we have assumed it to be to the left, so that's minus FDE. And then, yung mga horizontal forces natin, yung mga external forces, which are directed to the right. So, plus 135 plus 135, that is equal to 0. So, FDE is, ba't 0 nilagay ko? FDE is equal to 270 kilonewtons. So, positive, which means we have the correct assumption that FDE is in tension. Okay, so that is FDE. Okay, so that's it. Dali lang, no? Or you try solving this problem using the lower section, but you have to solve for the reactions. Okay, next example, perhaps the last, siguro. Okay, let's solve this problem. Okay, we have the Howe Bridge. I don't know, how do you pronounce it? Howe or Ho? I'm not sure. Check that. I forgot to check it on Google. You may Google the correct pronunciation of that term. But this a bridge, and a truss bridge, subjected to the loading shown. So these are the loadings. Determine the force in members HI, HB, and BC in state if the members are in tension or compression. Okay, so these are the answers. Let's check later on. So we are to solve for the members, bar forces in members HI. Saan yung HI? This is HI, HB, and BC. Okay, ayan. So first, we need to solve for the reactions. Or we may cut it now. Obvious naman kung saan tayo magka-cut, it should pass through the unknown or required bar forces. So we have to cut dito. Cut natin siya dito. Ayan. So that, if you want to analyze the left section, ito lang yung isolve mo yung ng reactions. Okay, at joint A. If you want to consider analyzing the right section, right ng cutting plane natin, and then you solve for the reaction at A. Since if you want to analyze the left section, the reaction at A, hindi mo naman siya kailangan sa analysis later on. So reaction at A lang concern natin. So okay, so let's just solve for the reactions at A if we want to analyze the left section. Okay. which is, ito lang gawin natin, no? Yun na lang, para mas konting drawing natin sa free body diagram. Ito lang na part, no? But you may also consider the right section. Okay, so let's solve for the reactions at A. So, ano yung reactions at A? This is RAY, and this is RAX, RE. Ayan. Okay, solve for the reactions at A. How do you do that? We summate moments at E. Now take note, RAX has no moment at E, no? Kasi wala, yung line of action ng RAX ay dadaan siya dun sa point E. So wala siyang moment arm. Then RAX has no moment about E. Ang may moment lang sa E ay yung RAY, yung mga external forces natin. Okay, so we summate moments at E is equate that to 0. Clockwise moments positive. So we have RAY, which is clockwise. No, yung moment niya about E. So positive siya. So RAY times, we have 4 times 16. So it's 16 meters. RAX, walang moment sa E. Although you may include that in the equation, but the moment arm would be 0. And then the moment of the external forces. So let's start with the 30 kilonewton force here. So minus, since counterclockwise yung moment niya about E. So counterclockwise. Lahat na itong external forces natin ay counterclockwise yung moment about E. So minus 30 times 16 minus 20 times 1, 2, 3 times 4, 12, and we have minus 20 again times moment arm niya, that's dalawang 4, so this 8, and then minus 40 times 4. Okay, so each of these bays is equivalent to 4 meters. Then equate this one to 0. We can now solve for RAY. So what is RAY? RAY is equal to 65 kilonewtons. Tama ba? Yeah, so RAY is 65 kilonewtons. Okay. Sorry. Okay, next is solve for RAX. So summation of forces along X is equal to 0. Forces to the right positive. So all horizontal forces. So ano yung mga horizontal forces natin? Wala naman na, no? RAX lang. So obviously RAX is 0. Okay. So wala naman tayong horizontal forces or horizontal components from the external forces. So okay na. Don't need to solve for the reaction at E if you're going to consider the left section. So let's draw the free body diagram sa my left section. Okay. Again, i-assume natin na tension, yung mga forces natin. So this is FHI, where's this? HB, and this is FBC. This is joint I, J, A, and B. Don't forget to include the reactions and the external forces. So we have, may force tayo dito na 20 kilonewtons. Then dito meron tayong 30 kilonewtons. And we have the reactions here RAY na 65. Then we also have RAX here na 0. And then, what else? The dimensions. This is 4 meters, yung ito. And this is also 4 meters. Ano. So that yung slope natin, ito. Slope natin, this is 4, 4. And then, yung hypotenuse. The hypotenuse, square root of 4 squared plus 4 squared, that's 4 square root of 2, ano? 4 square root of 2 hypotenuse natin. And then, we're good. We can now solve for the unknown bar forces by applying the conditions of equilibrium. So let's focus on the free body diagram. So how do you solve for... We can solve for a FHI if we summate moments at B. That will eliminate now FHB and FBC in the equation of moments. So we can solve for FHI. So summation of moments at B is equal to 0. Clockwise moments positive. Sorry. Sorry. So FHI, moment niya about B is clockwise, so positive. FHI times its moment arm about B is 4 meters. Okay. And then RAY moment niya sa B is clockwise also, so positive 65 times 4 meters yung moment arm niya. And then yung 30, counterclockwise yung moment niya about B, so ganun yung rotation. So minus 30 times 4 meters. Okay. Next, yung 20 kilonewton force dito, since yung line of action niya passes through point B, so wala siyang moment arm. So it means wala siyang moment about B. So ito lang yung equation natin for moment. Okay, equate that to 0. FHI is equal to, so that is negative 35 kilonewton. So the negative sign means FHI is compression. So 35 kilonewtons na compression. Okay. Next, solve for FHB and FBC. So we're going to use now the other two equations of equilibrium. So we summate forces. Bahala kayo kung gusto nyo unahin. X or Y. I think unahin na natin yung Y. Since walang Y component yung FBC, horizontal lang siya, no? Tapos ito may component siya along X and Y axis. We can solve for FHB if we summate muna. Summate forces along the vertical axis. Equate that to 0. Sorry. Vertical para. Upward forces positive. So all vertical forces. Now, FHB, so we've assumed it to be tension. So upwards yung kanyang vertical component. So that is 4 over 4 square root of 2 of FHB. And then plus ito, sorry, plus 65 minus 30 minus 20 is equal to 0. So we have FHB is equal to, that is negative 21.213. Ano ba? Yeah. 213 kilonewtons, which means that the negative sign means that FHB is in compression. So 21.213 kilonewtons in compression. Okay, so that is FHB. Tapos na tayo sa FHB. FHI. Lastly, we solve for FBC by summating forces along X, equate that to 0, forces to the right, positive. Ano yung mga forces along the horizontal axis? We have FBC. We have assumed it to be in tension and is directed to the right, so FBC is positive in this equation. So plus FBC, plus also, plus FH, horizontal component of FHB. Okay, so that is 4 over 4 square root of 2 times, don't forget that FHB is in tension yung sa figure natin, it's in tension. But in reality, it's in compression. But if you're going to follow, again, parang beses ko nang sinabi ito, no? If you're going to follow this direction, which means FHB is directed to the right. No, FHB X is directed to the right. You have to include itong sign natin. Okay, na negative 21.213. Okay. Ayan. Other horizontal forces, RAX is 0, so hindi ilagay sa equation yan. That's it, equals 0. So FBC is equal to, I'm sorry, meron pa palang FHI, ano? FBC, yung mga horizontal forces, FHI also is horizontal. I forgot that. So, delete. Include FHI. So, FHI here in the figure is directed to the right, so plus, but if you follow this one, you have to include the sign na negative sa FHI, which is negative 35 kilonewtons. And then equate this one to 0. Ayan. So, okay. Solve na natin FBC. Okay, so the resulting value is 49.999. So, obviously, that is 50 kilonewtons. Positive siya, which means that our assumption that FBC is in tension is true. Ano? Totoo yun. Ayan, so FBC is 50 kilonewtons. Okay, so that's it. That's how we perform method of sections. I hope clear na yung method of sections natin. Meron din namang ibang examples sa modules. You can look into those examples. Meron din sa exercises. May mga answers doon, you may solve those problems and practice solving. Okay, so that's it.